Going on, guys, today on the PhantomCave YouTube channel we are talking about a new segment, and today we are talking about the new segment where we review new characters that had been introduced through the Giantsize Phantom issues. And today we are looking at the Raven, episode 2 of the episode series, the new segment. And so let's get into it, and today we are going to be having a look at Giantsize number 9 with Raven number 4. And if you have not catched up on the latest episode of this series, go have a look at the video column or in the playlist section. So we have Raven number 4, the Highwayman, and this story is very good. And so the Raven has to go up against a small town folk who are scared, who are feared at midnight, and each and every night the Highwayman comes and terrorizes them. Now, who is that Highwayman that we are talking about? Well, we will find out very soon in this new segment. The councilman asks the Raven to help them figure out who is this Highwayman. He comes and helps them. He figures it out like usual. And what happens with the Highwayman? Well, we are about to find out on this latest segment in the PhantomCave YouTube channel. So one of the council people and the Raven have to figure it out, and they finally figured it. The Raven basically finally figures it out that this guy and this guy they basically have to pay some taxes to keep their house basically, and the way it is set out, the way it is narrated and art-wise is very good. And we come to the council and the house come to a decision on how they're going to pay their taxes and how they're going to manage the business of the town, the Wakefield Hall. And so the council and the Wakefield Hall residents figure out a plan to restore it and then have gatherings there. And then the Raven, at the end of it, everyone's happy. There's a big dinner and everyone's so happy. And then the Raven sees this guy. Is it a dream? Is it a real person? We don't know. So that's Raven number 4. So into number 5, Raven number 5. As we all know, if you do buy the Giantsize Phantom comics, you would know when the last one come out. There is a new Giantsize Phantom comic coming out in, I think, mid-June actually, and it's the 3rd actual annual of the Giantsize Phantom. Now, we've already had 2 annuals before, and I've got them obviously. One of them we just had a look at, and one of them is in the last episode we had of this new segment. So, into number 5. So this one, it is basically, there's a guy, a criminal, a crook, whatever you want to call it. He escapes from Dartmoor prison, and he's led to believe the Raven can help him with his crisis, and the Raven is willing to help him, and then has to go find out that his mate tells the truth, and this guy isn't telling the truth, and he's locked back up in Dartmoor prison. Basically, that's how it rolls. And this guy, he is basically on the edge of dying. And the other guy, the prisoner, isn't having a good time. And there's basically I think 2 people that die in this story, and that's a bit grim sometimes, because yeah, it's just grim. And as we leave it at this story, we have it that we think that this guy is going to get away, but he gets shot and dies. In the next episode, we will be having a look, and the next issue, we will be having a look at number 6 on the Raven issue calendar. And I will be doing more of these when more issues come out of the Raven, and plus I will be doing more of these character studies through the publication of Giantsize Phantom. And so this one is a very recent one. I think it's 4 months ago this came out, and it was actually a pretty damn good one. It's a Shadow special, and it's got a little bit of Raven in it. Always a little bit of Raven in it. And so we go to Raven. Okay, we have Raven number 6, The Mystery of the Moors. And this one is, when I first read it, this one was so good. I loved it. And it has a little bit of a historical fable in it, and it is pretty cool because we have people who are dressing up as replica Merlins and trying to look for the extra of life. Wow, extra of life. Will they find it? Will they be tempted to try and find it? We'll find out in this issue. The Raven is called upon by these 2 people who have discovered a mysterious thing happening in the moors. And then we learn of a fable who is based around King Arthur, Lancelot, and a lot of other people. And of course, the Merlin the Wizard. And then that is centered around this plot that is a very lethal plot. And then the Raven is taken upon himself, and he's smashing it. He rescues the people. Basically, there's some mystery behind the Stonehenge, as everyone would know, and this is where this story is based. And basically, people are looking, rich people, in fact, are looking for this extract of life, and so the Raven gets into it. He stops it, and unfortunately, there's very much lethal and death coming up. And so this guy, a very nasty millionaire, and he eventually finds it, and guess what happens to it? The Merlin temple crushes down upon him. And then in the next issue we will be talking about the Raven's Revenge, which I think may be out in mid-June. And that is going to be so good because it's going to be annual, and it's probably going to be around 200 pages. If you would like to subscribe to the PhantomCave YouTube channel, we're at 90 subscribers right now, so go subscribe, like, share, comment down below if you've been enjoying this series, and there will be more coming with this series once I get more Giantsize Phantom magazines. And as always, keep Phantom caving and keep safe from the pandemic that is affecting us. See yous.